Support.
Hello, I'm Public Disgrace, and I just wanted to show you some of my ideas on sword display stands. I've looked at the internet and there's not a lot available, so I decided to make my own, and I want to share my ideas with you. So, one of the first ones I made was this one. This is just a furniture grade pine board, cut to length, sanded, and 2 holes were drilled the size of the pegs. The pegs were inserted. These are oak pegs, and then it was stained and waxed. You can use this to lean against the wall, or you can hang it. As you can see, here are the pegs, and it makes a pretty nice sword stand or sword plaque. The next plaque I made was the same concept. They have 2 pegs. The only difference is that I used the scabbard fittings on the pegs rather than securing the blade to anchor it, and I used the leather thong to secure it on the plaque. You can either lean it or you can hang it. The first actual stand I made was this one. I had an off-size sword and I couldn't find a stand that would fit it, so I made this one. This was just made out of wood that I bought at Home Depot. I'm not a carpenter by any means. I just used a hand saw and coping saw, a screwdriver and some sandpaper, and I made this. And one of the things that I do is I take some bits of cloth and I insert it here and put a couple of drops of oil, and I keep a couple of white handkerchiefs handy. So I pick up the sword, I don't touch it directly, and I put the sword down thusly without touching the sword with my hands. So you can see it makes a very nice stand. This stand I use on top of my bookcase. So I hope you like this one, and I hope it gives you some ideas for making a sword stand of your own. And the final stand that I made is this one. It's a little bit different. It's not fancy, as you can see. And I didn't want it to be fancy. I just wanted it to be plain. This is red oak. And all I had to do was just cut it, make the cutouts with a coping saw, and use some screws, brace it, and here we have a nice sword stand. This is what it looks like with swords. I'll just take this off so you can get the point. Now I'm in the process of making two outriggers here and have a third sword that will come in and fit down. But temporarily, I just lay this one here on the two bottom braces. And it works out. So, as I said, you don't have to be a carpenter to make these stands. And they're fairly cheap to make. They're about $20 at the most for the materials, and they will last you. A box of brass screws is about $5, and the wood will cost you about $12 to $15. The screws will last you a long time, and you can make several stands. So I hope you've enjoyed this.